Hey folks, Realm Gaming here. In today's video, I want to go over the new Season 3 2 and 4 set tier pieces for Restoration Shaman. So let's get started. Alright, so the tier sets for Restoration Shaman are a bit odd this season, and there seems to be some mixed feedback from the community. So I wanted to give a brief overview of the set and then my opinion. So let's start with the 2-piece set. The way this works is Healing Surge, Chain Heal, or Healing Wave will apply something called Tidal Reservoir to your target. When the reservoir is on your target, that target is going to take 15% increased healing from all other Riptides on all other targets in your party or raid. So you can already see how this probably is going to synergize well with Haste, which may become one of our new main secondary stats next season. One thing that's important to note is that with our 2-set Tidal Reservoir, all Riptides on all targets are contributing 15% of their healing to that one target. So if you have 5 Riptides out doing 20k HPS combined, you're going to get an additional 15% on top of that for each target that has Tidal Reservoir on it. So from a throughput standpoint, this can scale and get pretty wild pretty quickly. So this is a bit different from our normal play style, and it's going to require a bit of ramp to get the ball rolling. And it's going to be interesting to see how haste affects us this season, because the more haste you stack, the more ticks you can squeeze in for a given hot duration. Now, a lot of people seem to be concerned with this gameplay style, and many are arguing that it makes the Resto spec seem more proactive rather than reactive, where we're now managing hots instead of casting juicy chain heals and healing surges to spot heal. Well, this is somewhat true. I don't think that Tidal Reservoir is something that we're going to be sweating over. The hot itself only lasts for 15 seconds, so I think it's going to be pretty difficult to keep this up on anything over 5 targets at a time. Okay, so now on to the 4 set. The 4 set is going to increase Riptide's healing by 20%. If Riptide is active on the same target as Tidal Reservoir, the hot effect has a 5% chance to create a new Riptide to a nearby ally. So your rotation is probably going to look something like this. You'll Riptide the tank, then use your 2 Tidal Wave procs to cast Healing Wave to spread your Tidal Reservoir hots. You'll repeat this process throughout your entire group to try to maintain those 5 reservoir stacks. And you'll be throwing in chain heals during Tidebringer and High Tide procs, and you will spot heal with Healing Surge as necessary. Now, it's probably only going to be necessary to really focus getting a reservoir stack on every party member during heavy AoE encounters, because each hard cast of Healing Wave is DPS that you could instead be throwing out. So this rotation will only come into play on boss fights and difficult trash pulls. A few things to note about our 2 and 4 sets. Healing Wave from Primordial Wave does not apply Tidal Reservoir from our 2-piece. Riptide from the 4-piece does not have a chance to proc Deeply Rooted Elements, and Riptide from the 4-piece does not count towards Primal Tide Core. Overall, I think this will be an interesting set bonus for Season 3, and a lot of our healing will be backloaded instead of front-loaded like our current Season 2 bonus.